Hey there, Reverend Sully, Eric O'Sullivan, ordained on the internet. The caveat, as always, please do not burn your hands holding on to my hot takes. If you do, well, that's on you, pal. What do you mean you can't take a joke? Well, for a long time in my life, I really couldn't. I had a problem with ball busting or egg cracking. Let's be fair to the girls, too, huh? And anyone on the spectrum in between, you're included as well. Um, it's in the zeitgeist these days, and I can have empathy for this because it took me a very long time to accept the absolute need and role of ball busting, egg cracking, and making fun of each other in my life. I was a very hypersensitive kid. Um, and I couldn't take a razzing. I used to get really angry about it. I would get furious. I would take everything so hyper personally. I would hold grudges. I would judge people. I remember being a kid and the other project rats, the kids that were older than me, tried to saddle me with a nickname I'm not going to reveal. But it just upset me to no end. I hated it. I despised it. My mother told me years ago, just a few years ago, about the nature of that, and it was one of those moments you're like, oh, really? No, I don't have to like it or hate it, but I actually gained more respect for that. That she said, oh yeah, the kids, they gave you a nickname. They they were trying to include you. And because it was a derisive nickname, it had to do with the size of my ears. I had pretty big ears as a child. My head had to grow into them. and they it took me, and I despised that nickname. I really hated it. And it but just that perspective, it gave me a paradigm shift. I really, yeah, I mean, apparently, because my father was some kind of legendary Dorchester juvenile delinquent and tough guy, I inherited all of his anger and none of his toughness. But they were trying to include me into their into their culture, and I rejected it. To thank goodness I had my best friends growing up in the projects, and we were there for each other, and that we didn't have to resort to you know any kind of gang motifs or thuggery. We all pretty much got out of the projects, which was a good thing, and we survived it. And but there was the older kids, and they were just bad news, but they gave me a nickname, and I couldn't handle it. I was so upset by it. And it was pretty indicative of years to follow and into my younger adult life that I had the greatest difficulty taking a joke. I had the greatest difficulty in having my balls busted. And there is a value to that and a wisdom in there. It comes from camaraderie, and it comes from a sense of brother or sisterhood, and it comes from familiarity. And the inability to take a joke, the inability to have your balls busted or your eggs cracked, it means the problem's with you. Because I understand the problem really was with me and my inability to take a joke. And now we're in this social media culture, this illusion of culture that everyone is so hypersensitive. Nobody can take any kind of what they perceive as negative. And that it's better not to say anything to anyone. It's better not to make jokes. It's better not to make cracks at other people's expense. Why? Because people are just way too hypersensitive these days. And as I can say, I was that hypersensitive kid. And cui bono? Did it help me? No. It was a bane of my life for in wasted moments. I should be able to give as well as I get. And I couldn't get it very well. I didn't get the joke. I didn't get that it was about inclusiveness. It was about including. And that, it's okay to make fun of each other in our friends and even our enemies. I mean, that it's been taken too far recently, this kind of oversensitivity. And I'm not going to be part of that. I'm not going to cater to someone's oversensitivity. Why? Because I was that oversensitive kid. And it didn't do me any good. What did me good was growing up and knowing that I had balls to bust. Or knowing that you have eggs to crack. It's... you don't have to be oversensitive. You can shoot back. And once you do shoot back, there's a common ground. Because if nobody's joking with you, that means nobody wants to care about you. That means nobody wants to deal with you. That means nobody, nobody wants to interact with you. Who wants to interact with somebody so fussy and so perturbed by, what others just do naturally? So yeah, there is an absolute need for ball busting or egg cracking in people's lives. And if you're going to be so oversensitive that you can't handle it, well, guess what? You should be left alone. You really should. And you should, if other people's impact on you is that great, then the problem is you. Because I'm telling you, the problem was me. And I own that. And I can see that now. So, do I accept? Can I respect that other people are oversensitive? Oh, heck yeah. Am I going to coddle them? No. I will just leave you alone like you want to be left alone. Because I wanted to be left alone. I didn't want to deal with it. It hurt my feelings. It made me uncomfortable. But there is also something in this world called resilience. And it's gained through getting through stuff. And breaking balls can be fun. Cracking eggs can be fun. It's what friends do. And it's how friends communicate and get along and pass empty moments, making fun of each other. I mean, there is victimization out there in the world. And jokes aren't part of it. Grow the fuck up. Grow some skin. Stop being a needy little simp. I feel so much better now that I'm on the other side. Because when I was oversensitive, as my therapist kind of correctly asserted and asked me, why do you feel like such an exposed nerve? Because there's something in it for you. And it's about having control. That other people don't make fun of you. Other people don't make you look bad. That's what it boils down to. And you can't handle it. And that's on you. I understand. Because I was that. I am you. I was you. And you can grow a set. And become one with the rest of humanity. You can be part of the joke. The joke's not on you. The joke is a cycle. And it's about being part of it. Not being excluded. If someone's not making fun of you, you are being excluded. Because nobody wants to deal with your bullshit. And that's the truth. I'm saying that from my own personal experience. That's my truth. Which, your own personal experience is valuable and it's part of the story, but it's not the complete story. So, you know what? Give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of material. Give me a thumbs down if you think I'm full of bullshit myself. Leave a comment in the comment section. What do you feel about ball busting or egg cracking? Are you able to dish out, as well as you're able to take it? If you're not able to take it, why? Are you that special? Really? The world revolves around you? These were the things that I've been accused of, and you know what? I was guilty. Yeah, totally. And you know what? Give me a subscribe if you can. I make positive content about pop culture. I do go on the occasional rant that's just being balanced. I'm a spiritual person. I'm an amateur theologian and ordained minister. I make the Sunday sermon with Reverend Sully. I'm also a professional chef. I make cooking videos. I want to elevate your home game with restaurant level hacks that's going to make nutritious, delicious, and beautiful food for you to share with your loved ones. Breaking bread with loved ones at the table is a very blessed and a thing that should not be taken for granted. Because eating alone is eating alone. And to break bread with loved ones, man, woman, anyone in between, value your time on the planet. And enjoy that time with other people, please. And you know what? Learn to take a fucking joke. You'll be better off for it. I know I am. Cheers, and God bless you.